In this video, you'll learn how to classify congruent triangles. So let's talk about congruent triangles. If two triangles are congruent, their corresponding side lengths are equal and their corresponding angle measures are also equal. So take these figures here. Triangle JKL and triangles QPR are congruent triangles. Since these two triangles are congruent, you know that their corresponding sides and angles are congruent. So corresponding sides have the same relative position in the two triangles. So knowing this, the following sides are going to be congruent. Line KL is congruent to line PR, line JK is congruent to line QP, and line JL is congruent to line QR. The same thing goes for the angles as well. The two angles correspond when the angle of one triangle maps onto the same angle of the other triangle. So the following angles are congruent. Angle J is going to be congruent to angle Q. Angles K is congruent to angle P. And angles L and R are also congruent to each other. Now, let's solve a problem identifying the missing angle. So in this figure here, we're given the following bits of information. We know that line BC and line EF are parallel lines, and line AB is congruent to line AC. Finally, we're also given this tidbit that the measure of angle BDE is 110 degrees. Knowing all this, which value is equal to the measure of angle BAC, which is denoted by this question mark right here? Now, recall that a straight line measures 180 degrees. Look at line EF. Now here we're given that angle BDE is 110 degrees. This angle and the angle right next to it are called adjacent angles. They're supplementary, which means that they add up to 180 degrees. So if they add up to 180, that means to find this missing angle, we just have to subtract 110 from 180. So 180 minus 110 is 70 degrees. Now another trick we know is that vertical opposite angles share the same vertex. That's why they're called vertical. And these are also equal in measure. So angle D also has the measure of 110 degrees. Finally, corresponding angles are formed by two parallel lines and a transversal. Corresponding angles are also congruent, and they're on the same side of the transversal and on the same side of the parallel lines. So the angle above angle B is going to be the same as angle BDE right here, so that'll also be 110 degrees. Now, this angle that's vertical to angle B will be 70 degrees. That's because 110 and 70 are supplementary angles, and also this angle here corresponds to this angle down here. Now, we're going to zoom in on this small triangle ABC to try to figure out the measure of this mystery angle BAC. Looking at this triangle, we're told that the measure of line AB is congruent to line AC. If two sides of a triangle are equal, then this is actually called an isosceles triangle. So since this is an isosceles triangle, that also means that angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. So the measure of angle ACB is also 70 degrees. Now, remember that the triangle angle measures all add up to 180 degrees. So 70 plus this mystery angle adds up to 180 degrees. We know 70 and 70 add up to 140, and 140 plus this mystery angle equals 180, so we'll subtract 140 from both sides, and this missing angle is 40 degrees. Great, you found the missing angle. Good job.